250K is insane wealth. Okay, I don't know if you're an adult or not, but like $250,000 in annual household income for $250,000 for someone like myself is a lot of money. Okay, even though I'm living in Los Angeles, it's still a lot of money. $250,000 in annual income if you're living in LA with a fucking family and like 2 kids. That's still a lot of money, but you're not like making ends meet. You're living comfortably, but you're still fucking middle class. Like it's not
wet ass P word. Make that pullout game weak.
You're upper middle class. It's not. My dad makes way more and we're in the upper middle class. Lived in Flint my whole life. That kind of money seems crazy to me. Yeah. It completely depends on where you live and what you do as well. Guys, $250,000 a year is middle class if you're living in Los Angeles, is upper middle class if you're living in Los Angeles. That's not a fucking insane take. Americans are considered middle income if they make 2/3 of the double of the U.S. median household income, or about $45,200 to $135,000 and $600 in 2016. $135,600. Anyone who thinks that $250K for a family of 4 isn't squarely in middle class is a fucking moron. No, no. If you live in fucking Oklahoma and you make $250K a year, you're fucking caked. If you live in Los Angeles and you make $250K a year with a family of 4, you're not fucking caked at all. You're doing well. You're definitely living well. But you're not exactly fucking caked the fuck up. For a lot of people, you are young right now. You sure about raising your taxes? You were freaking out this morning? No, I am. I am sure about it. As long as I can fucking still pay for it. He's only saying that second part so he can justify himself for being a crybaby bitch over a few million in taxes? For sure. For sure. Yes, insane. Yes, it's insane. Do you not know population averages? There's millions in LA on $50K a year with both parents. I live in New Jersey outside of New York, and our household is $250K, and we are poor for our neighborhood. Your class is not relative to where you live. If $250K is doing fine in LA, then LA is full of rich people. Really? So someone making $80,000 a year, a family of 4 making $80,000 a year in LA is just, that's a rich person, and they should be doing fine. They're actually a part of the rich group of individuals. Is that what you're trying to make? Is that the argument that you're trying to make here? Please tell that to the fucking nurse and the teacher family that barely makes fucking $80K, lives in like some fucking 1-bedroom East LA apartment. 1-bedroom East LA apartment because like you're actually rich. I know you're suffering right now because you grew up in California your entire life. Your neighborhood was fucking gentrified, so you had to move out of it. But everything that you know and your job opportunities are literally there. So you're not even wealthy enough to be able to move out, but you're rich actually because everyone else around you is rich. Tell that to the fucking poor people that live in rich neighborhoods and have to clean their fucking garbage and clean their bathrooms, please. 80K is caked up in Oklahoma. What the fuck, dude? People forget that like cost of living is severely different in different parts of this fucking country. Like, what kind of idiotic nonsense is this? What, you think fucking... Move to San Francisco then, dude, if you think cost of living does not adjust. And shelter, which is a necessity for survival, does not immediately skyrocket depending on where you fucking live. And for people who are saying just move out of LA, forehead, why don't you fucking move out of whatever bumfuck part of the country you live in then? Think about that. Why don't you move from one bumfuck part of the country you live in to another bumfuck part of the country? It should be easy, right? Oh wait, it's not that fucking easy, you Ben Shapiro fucks. Why do you think when you work in a low income, like if you work in Oklahoma, for example, why does your salary immediately skyrocket if you fucking make a lateral move from the same company? Within the same company, you could have the same exact job, but in Oklahoma, you get paid 70K or 80K, but in Los Angeles, you get paid 100K plus. Why do you think that happens? Do you think there's a specific reason? Do you think people are just like, oh, you made it, you're in LA now, we love you more, so here's just like 30 extra $1,000 just for fun, just for the fuck of it? No.
The top communications official at the Department of Health and Human Services accused career government scientists.
That just started on its own. I make just above 100K being a single adult in LA. I got monthly student loan payments, so that takes away a good chunk of my income. Wish my taxes could somehow adjust to that. I live fine, but in no means I'm living in luxury. I can't move out of LA because the majority of my field is here. Yeah. Dude, I don't get it. Why don't you move to the Appalachian Mountains, dude, where you can live, you can live in you could purchase a house for like fucking 200K or 100K, live there comfortably.
There's some whores in this house. There's some
Fuck.
whores in this house.
The job opportunities that you literally worked for your entire life, they don't exist there. Just fucking move anyway, dude. At least you have a house now. If the median household income in LA is 64K, then how is it 250K middle class? $80,000 for an individual, or was it $80,000? I think it's $70,000 for an individual. Making $70,000 a year in Los Angeles is like the bottom for living in a situation where you're not completely fucking burdened and can live normally. That's where I was basing my $250,000 a year in Los Angeles off of.
He's talking about 250K household income, not individual income.
My dad made 200K a year before he retired. We live in Pasadena, just north of LA. These morons don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're solidly middle class. These chatters are dumb fucks. My friend's family, who's just above the poverty line, gets taxed 60 to 65% of their income. So this ninja thing pisses me off. That's the worst part about this conversation, is that while we're fucking eating away at one another, I make 22K a year in LA and I live fine. That is a lie. There is no way, because I made fucking $21,000 my first year in living in Los Angeles, and I literally lived, I basically fucking ate trash and lived in the kitchen of a fucking frat house. And that was free rent on top of that. So you're 100% lying. There is no way on the planet that like you live in LA and make $22,000 and you're fine. There is no fucking way. Unless you live with your mom or something. Even then, I guess like your mom would pay for your food and stuff. Okay, I'm sorry for doubting you, Hasan. I looked on Zillow for $400,000. You can only get like a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment in LA. like I've done that. I've literally had that experience, and I can tell you, it's not. I mean, I enjoyed it because I was young. I didn't give a fuck. But like, yeah, it is less than minimum wage. Yes, it is. I know. Are you confident the government would spend your tax dollars responsibly? If not, why are you comfortable with being taxed more? Because I'm a fucking adult who understands that even if the government is not spending my tax dollars wisely, that doesn't change the reality that the government still is spending my tax dollars on a lot of shit that I deem necessary. Public education, roads, infrastructure, Social Security, Medicare. These are all programs that even if I don't fucking take advantage of it immediately, I know for a fact are still being funded. I wish a larger proportion, I wish less of it would be going to the military and like programs like F-35 and shit like that, which unironically I also pay for my brother's salary in this circumstance. So I'm literally shitting on him. I mean, he makes fucking satellites, so he's even if he is technically a defense contractor, he makes satellites. But still, regardless, like while I wish that taxes were spent on rebuilding this fucking country that is in a state of disrepair, I also understand that no matter what, I can complain about it as much as I want about how my tax dollars get spent. But ultimately, even if fucking 3% of it is being spent on roads and infrastructure and shit, it's still good. It's still a necessity. Anyway. You can't even get a loan for a house if your household income is less than 100K, so you are forced to rent. Either the chatter saying 50K is totally workable, or idiots, or children who have never had to work and have expenses. This is so dumb. I lived in multiple places around this country, and 22K a year wouldn't work in any of the 5 states I've lived in. That includes Savannah and North Carolina. The person is 100% lying. The cost of housing is correlated to quality of living more so than the median income itself. In LA, the median housing cost is 680K or over 10x the median income. That's horrendous. I could literally have 25 mil for 800 years. $250K is 95th percentile. Upper class is considered between 10 to 20% top earners, putting 250 solidly in upper class. This shit is all made up anyway, but still. That's why I qualified 250K with Los Angeles, okay? It is completely dependent on how much you fucking pay. Or, I mean, how much you have to pay for regular fucking, your regular cost of living.
Before taxes a year and am considered upper middle class. Lol, the US is so freaking expensive. Break you leg and US
For a family of 4, too.
WTF.
Listen to my words. $250K a year, family of 4 in Los Angeles. I said upper middle class for that number. I think it's important to note that the pricing out of urban and suburban areas in basically every metropolitan area, making it harder for everyone who isn't making enough money for their area, regardless of the number of money they make. You can do your job from anywhere. Why live in LA? I like LA. I like Los Angeles. I have a lot of friends that live here. There's a lot of cuties that live here that I could be hanging out with, even though I spend all of my time with fucking children instead, who say that they can survive in Los Angeles making $22,000 a year. You know what I mean? How do cashiers and baristas in LA get by just having like 50 roommates or something? Cashiers and baristas and shit in Los Angeles get by living in like a much further, like super far out of town, as far out as possible. Usually in like lower income neighborhoods like East LA and shit. And traveling and spending a fuck ton, an absolute fuck ton of money on just going to and from work to begin with, and still spending a fuckload of money on their rent too. Just moved out to Nevada, bro. Shit's cheaper and it's still relatively close to LA. Also, didn't you say you barely got out anymore? You can move to an upscale neighborhood in Vegas and still be much cheaper in LA. And you want no. There's also kids who live with their fucking parents. Some of the baristas, I mean, this is not reflective of like everyone, but like there's a lot of fucking baristas and shit in the service industry in Los Angeles that come from literally wealthy families who are just doing that as a job to pay for additional disposable income while they make it in Los Angeles and shit like that. Do you think it's bad that more women are resorting to OnlyFans to pay for their shit? No, why? It happened again. Please don't move to Nevada because it's getting to become the next LA and it's annoying. What do you mean? I make 15,000 pounds a year in London, so it pisses me off when people say how poor they really are on 115,000 pounds. Whatever. F off. Rent is like 600 PM for a single room if you're lucky. Wait, did you just talk about... Isn't this like fucking... Are you talking about council houses? Or isn't that what it's called? Like public housing? That's what you consider being lucky? Like council estates, council flats? Are you saying, hey, if you're poor, why don't you move to a country that has at least some semblance, or not council, estate houses? Why don't you move to a country that has public housing, like some shit fucking public housing, but still
His name
something?
is Hasan.
It's hard to even save money in LA. Public transport is a joke, and I used to spend around $80K a week on gas, 2 Phillips before I started working from home. Yeah. Look, if you're in the fucking UK and you're telling me about your poverty, it still sucks for sure. Your salary is going to be much lower too in comparison to like someone in America. But also, you don't have to fucking spend $400,000 out of pocket if you get cancer, okay? And like you also mentioned, low income in SF Bay Area is considered 82 and 120 for a family of 4. Yeah. 80K a week. Goddamn it, Islam. Why don't you just leave your life, family, and friends behind because chat told you to? I don't know what the fuck you people are talking about, but most people here seem to just pull numbers out of their ass. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the median household income from 2014 to 2014 in LA was $58,000 in 2018 dollars. Wait, what? Why did you bring? I don't know why this is the number that you chose to go with. How do landlords get away with literally living as parasites all over the tenants? How is this legal? It just is. Oh, 2014 to 2018. Dad makes 120K. There's a family of 6 in the Bay Area. We're barely getting by. I know city planners who work for the city of SF making solidly 6 figures that commute into SF because of... This can account for household size. Are you in the American middle class? Find out with our income calculator. Wait, why is it just Los Angeles, Long Beach, Anaheim? What do we say? 250,000, right? Like, this won't even fucking put you in the metro area. This is what I said. Based on your household income and the number of people in your household, you are in the upper income tier along with 17% of adults in the Los Angeles Beach, Anaheim area. You're in the upper income. Wait, what is this?
His name
Why are you
is
saying leak?
Hasan.
I don't have
Move to
fucking
my
4 people in my
basement, I will
household. This is
bathe
not
you.
me. Okay, you're right. I mean, I think this methodology is still scuffed, but especially considering that this factors in areas that I mentioned. This factors in areas that I mentioned, like East LA and shit like that. This is a gigantic area. For some comparison to a sock dam, I make about 45K yearly and rent is around 500 a month in one of the larger cities in Sweden. But I have no out-of-pocket expenses other than food and stuff I want to buy, like games, etc. Think living in a country where you have multiple middle classes? Chatter doesn't understand how extremes work in statistics. The wealthy in LA are so much more massively wealthy than the poor. It's disgusting, HasanAbi, that you do have 4. You have your mom, Marana, and Spaldinga. That's true. I do. Dude, I was watching Train play Among Us this morning, and 2 things shocked me. Okay?
This is a
1,
deranged.
he's actually really
Mr. Azul,
fucking
what if
good.
We are deleted Europe.
Okay? He's actually really fucking